In today's Dub, Kent Lacob, son of owner Joe Lacob, is reportedly stepping away from the Warriors, according to The Athletic's Marcus Thompson. Warriors group play schedule for the Emirates NBA Cup revealed. Nets' Michael Porter Jr. discusses the implications of sports gambling during an appearance on the One Night with Steiny podcast. Kent Lacob, the son of Golden State Warriors majority owner Joe Lacob, is reportedly leaving the franchise to forge his own path. In his latest article, The Athletic's Marcus Thompson detailed the decision by Lacob, while noting there's no family drama behind the move. Via The Athletic. Caught off guard, stunned by the revelation just before June's NBA draft, Joe Lacob took a moment. He stared at his boy, processed the news, then uttered his initial response. "Well," he said, "that took some balls. Nothing is wrong. Nothing happened." Kent is adamant his departure isn't rooted in family drama. The opposite, he assures. He loves this so much. Basketball. The Warriors. The family pride. The pressure to maintain the standard of excellence they've built. Lacob most recently served as the Warriors' Vice President of Basketball Development and was General Manager of the Santa Cruz Warriors from 2016 to 2019. But at 32, he seems ready to create his own opportunities outside the shadow of his father's legacy. For more on this and other news around the NBA, here is our latest news roundup for Monday, August 13th. Warriors news. Joe Lacob's son leaving comfortable life in Warriors front office after a decade. But why? The Athletic. Always competing with the privilege, though, is a tugging at his core. The part of him that's fully aware that every door he walks through is already open. His quiet disdain for the nepotism charges he can never shake, no matter how hard he works. Kent is a basketball nut who sometimes can't believe the dream he's living, working in the front office of the NBA. But even the glow of the Warriors can't rid the shadow of his father's enormity. It's what convinced him he must leave it. The Jonathan Kuminga Warriors staring contest continues. Who will blink first? The San Francisco Standard. Kuminga has reason to believe he'll eventually ink a contract that will create generational wealth, so the specific starting number likely isn't a major sticking point. What Kuminga values is a commitment from the Warriors or whichever team he suits up for, a consistent, featured role, and a sense that he controls his own destiny. Looking at it through that lens, the Warriors' offer doesn't make much sense for Kuminga's camp. Their August activity in the NBA, if you know where to look, the Stein line. Warriors restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga was on the Democratic Republic of Congo's preliminary roster for the tournament, but, as I reported on multiple occasions recently, was never really a candidate to play for his national team this summer given the ongoing uncertainty he faces stemming from Kuminga's contract stalemate with Golden State. Kevin Durant badly wanted Steph Curry to win 2018 NBA Finals MVP, per ex-player, NBC Sports Bay Area. "When we were in Houston and Toyota Center's going crazy, and they just made a 9-0 run, and we needed a bucket, we're going to Kevin every single time," Cook said on the Players' Choice podcast. And, to be honest, Kevin wanted Steph to get that Finals MVP the next year so bad. That's all he was talking about all season, like, I can't wait until Steph gets his Finals MVP, so he can shut up everybody, the naysayers. But I think in Game 2 of the Finals, that's when Steph broke the record. He had 9 threes. And then Game 3, we were struggling, Steph was struggling, and Kevin just accidentally walked into 40 points. And then you just look at the numbers statistically, I think Kevin had a triple-double in Game 4. He wasn't even as aggressive. That's just how good he is. He just accidentally got the Finals MVP back-to-back. NBA news. 2025-26 opening night, Christmas Day and MLK Day schedules unveiled NBA. As announced on The Today Show, the 80th NBA season tips off on October 21st on NBC in the same place last season ended, Oklahoma City, as reigning Kia MVP and NBA Finals MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder raised the 2024-25 championship banner and received their championship rings before hosting Kevin Durant and the New Look Rockets. The opening night doubleheader, featuring the NBA on NBC for the first time in more than 2 decades, concludes with the latest chapter in the LeBron James-Stephen Curry rivalry as the two icons meet for the 57th time in their careers. Sources: WYC Grousbeck won't remain Celtics governor as part of sale, ESPN. The change in structure was due to league rules, including minimum ownership, sources said. Grousbeck will end up owning slightly less than the required 15% given final funding for the transaction. Operations of the team should remain consistent, with Brad Stevens and Rich Gotham continuing to run basketball and business operations, respectively. In case you missed it at Golden State of Mind, Warriors report, Jonathan Kuminga prefers qualifying offer to 1+1. The qualifying offer would result in an odd situation for the Warriors. On the one hand, it would allow them to retain the athletic young lottery pick for a far more affordable rate than they initially expected. On the other hand, a one-year deal all but guarantees that the 2025-26 season would be Kuminga's final one in a Warriors jersey and also would diminish his value at the trade deadline. There is no end in sight to the Golden State Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga stalemate that has held hostage the team's offseason following a concerning update. Kuminga and the Warriors haven't had contact for a couple of weeks, according to Danny Immerman of the San Francisco Standard, citing a source with knowledge of the situation. The Warriors' standing offer of a 2-year, $45 million contract with a team option on the second year remains. The deal on the table also includes a stipulation that Kuminga relinquishes the inherent no-trade clause. On the other hand, Kuminga wants a player option on the second year of the deal. The 22-year-old forward refuses to accept the Warriors' standing offer because he doesn't want to cede full control of his future to a team he believes had stunted his growth, according to ESPN's Shams Charania and Anthony Slater. Kuminga could have a change of heart if the Warriors reconsider their offer. I think that Jonathan Kuminga's side would take this 1+1 situation with Golden State, this 2-year, $45 million offer that's been on the table, if he were to get a player option in year 2, Fisher said on Bleacher Report's NBA Insider Notebook, live-streamed on August 7th. But I was told yesterday, August 6th, from various sources that Golden State is going to be holding firm that the second year is going to be a team option. And that's kind of where the staring contest is at. Kuminga has also expressed willingness to take the $7.9 million qualifying offer that will make him an unrestricted free agent after next season, which is the worst-case scenario for the Warriors. Kuminga-Giddey swap is not happening. While the Warriors have registered their interest in the Chicago Bulls' own restricted free agent Josh Giddey, a double sign-in trade with Kuminga isn't in the works, according to Clutch Point's Brett Siegel. Although interest from other teams may exist, the Warriors are not actively pursuing Giddey this offseason, team sources from both organizations confirmed. The Bulls have not held sign-and-trade talks with the Dubs regarding Giddey and Kuminga, a scenario that would be very difficult for both teams to solve financially, Siegel reported on August 11th. In the same August 7th live stream at Bleacher Report, Fisher said the Warriors have reached out to Giddey's representative about their interest in the Australian point guard. Fisher further added that the Warriors have a long-held interest in Giddey. To my understanding, the Warriors were prepared on draft night way back in 2021 for Jonathan Kuminga to go number 6 to Oklahoma City, and they were ready to take Josh Giddey at number 7, Fisher said. But the Thunder picked Giddey and the Warriors ended up with Kuminga, who never found his footing in Steve Kerr's system. Warriors miss out on free agent target. The Warriors lost one of their free agent targets amid the stalemate with Kuminga. On August 11th, ESPN's NBA insider Shams Charania reported that Javonte Green is finalizing a one-year deal to join the Detroit Pistons. Fisher previously reported in the same Bleacher Report live stream that Green was someone the Warriors have linked in the past. The 32-year-old defensive wing had already played in the Warriors system with his stint at Santa Cruz in the G League during the 2023-24 season. The 6'5" wing split his time last season between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Cleveland Cavaliers. He averaged 5.1 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 1.0 steals in 18.5 minutes across 68 games last season. Working out NBA mega deals is always tricky, but that hasn't stopped one scenario from catching attention, one that would send Joel Embiid from the Philadelphia 76ers to the Golden State Warriors. In a mock trade from Sports Illustrated's Dave Holcomb, the Sixers and Warriors come together on a blockbuster idea built around Golden State's ongoing contract standoff with forward Jonathan Kuminga. While the Sixers have no current plans to move Embiid, Mark Stein reported in June that they intend to give him another shot alongside Paul George and Tyrese Maxey. The pitch makes for an intriguing what-if heading into the offseason. The hypothetical proposal. Holcomb's idea sends Embiid to Golden State in exchange for Kuminga, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Buddy Hield, and 2 first-round picks. From the Warriors' perspective, it's a gamble on pairing Stephen Curry with one of the league's most dominant bigs. For the Sixers, it's a package that offers a young, high-upside forward in Kuminga, a promising big in Jackson-Davis, veteran shooting from Hield, and draft capital to help retool around George and Maxey. Holcomb also notes that Philadelphia could push for a 3rd first-rounder if Golden State isn't willing to part with another starter. Why the Sixers might consider it. On paper, the Sixers want Embiid back, healthy, and ready to chase a title. But durability remains a concern. He's played just 19 games this season after 39 the year before and has never topped 68 in any season. If Philadelphia doubts he can return to his 2022-23 MVP form, moving him while his value is still high could be the smartest long-term play. Kuminga would give them a potential cornerstone at 22 years old, while the rest of the package adds both immediate contributors and future flexibility. Warriors all-in gamble. For the Warriors, this would be the ultimate win-now swing. Embiid's prime would align with the tail end of Curry's championship window, and if healthy, the 30-year-old could transform Golden State's frontcourt. It would also resolve the team's messy situation with Kuminga. Anthony Slater of ESPN recently reported that Kuminga's camp pitched a 3-year, $82 million extension, which the Warriors resisted. Talks have stalled, and Kuminga has hinted that he may prefer playing out his deal and hitting free agency rather than taking the team's current offer. In that light, moving him in a package for a player of Embiid's caliber could be as much about solving a roster headache as it is about chasing another title.